It's people's ain't no tent, bro.
No, just don't stab nobody,
It's people's ain't no tent while you doing that.
Don't stab nobody.
It's people's ain't no tent.
Now he's cutting tents while people are in their tent. Homeless people are in their tents. This is in Atlanta. And he's cutting their tents while they're in there sleeping. This brother is a security guard for some company that works in the area. All right.
How you did how they killed Kaniz out here. He slicing and cutting. He slicing and cutting. He slicing and cutting folks' tents, bro.
Nah, bro. Thank you.
He slicing and cutting people's tents up.
Get the tents out of the street. I'm out your hair. It's a done deal. Simple.
You work for the city of Atlanta?
Like
No,
he got death on him.
He don't work for the city of Atlanta. He's a citizen. He's just like us, but he's inside of the house. We outside, so he's doing this like just personally doing it.
I done gave y'all a gang of opportunities.
But who?
Provided y'all resources. Y'all
What?
still in the middle of the street. Get out the middle of the street. Holmes, if you want to keep your tent.
All right. You seen that video where he's slicing the tents, telling them to get out the street. From my understanding, this is the area where homeless are. And this is also an area where you have people that donate to the homeless. So 8 of those tents were donated, to those homeless people, and all 8 of those tents were destroyed. And he's got a knife and he's just slicing the tents, and he has his weapon on him. So these people that standing around, they're video recording, but they're scared also. These are homeless people. These are people who are up in age. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's disgusting to see. Now, the public was angry and was like, they need to find him. So they found him. And so I'm going to play that video where he's being arraigned.
Multiple homeless victims who all reported that a security guard by the name of Da Vinci, later identified as the defendant, had routinely been harassing them, threatening them, and intentionally damaging their belongings for the past 2 weeks. A victim by the name of Shanika Dansby showed officers 3 separate videos of the most recent incident from the 6th. In one of them, you can clearly see the defendant yelling and using a blade to cut through multiple tents occupied by the individuals who were there. In another video, you can see the defendant with what appears to be a long gun on his side. It should be noted that the victim stated that he didn't point the gun at anyone at that time. He just had it on his person. A victim by the name of Letitia Morris expressed that she was afraid because she was afraid that the blade would cut her or someone else because she was actually inside of the tent while the defendant was using that blade to cut into those tents. Mm-hmm. Victims Roy McLeod and Anthony Atwater reported that 2 weeks prior, an unknown person had shot multiple rounds towards the area where the tents were located, with some of those rounds actually putting holes in the sides of the tent. The shots did come from the direction of the construction site, and the parties believe that it was the defendant who shot the gun because he had repeatedly yelled at them that he had a gun and he wasn't afraid to use it. In one of the videos showed to officers, you can hear the defendant saying a similar phrase that, he has a gun and he's not afraid to use that weapon. The victim stated that they didn't call 911 at the time because they were, of course, afraid, and they also didn't think the police would be able to do anything to help. A woman by the name of Angela Pitts donated 8 of those tents to the individuals.
This is the thing, man. That was disgusting. That was hateful. And when it comes to Black people, this applies to everyone, but I'm talking to Black people. Like, we have lost our compassion and our sense of understanding for other Black people. Now, he's working in some third-party security service. They're building an apartment complex somewhere in the area, and he's terrorizing. He said for 2 weeks, he was terrorizing these people, these homeless people. These are homeless people. They don't have anything. You get to, like the brother said in the video, you cutting these tents, but you got a home to go back to. We out here in the streets. And this is not just this situation. You see this all the time with Black people where we are so arrogant and ignorant and are hate for one another that we can't see ourselves being in that situation. He works for a third-party security service. He's only one paycheck away from being on the streets. He's only one paycheck, one or two paychecks from being in the same position as them, and he can't even see it, Don't even give a damn. These people are an enemy because they're poor. Because they're poor? That's what Black people come from, poverty. Like, how can you not have compassion on your own people? How come you think you're so high and mighty that you can't be put in that same situation? We all work. We all go to, work for some corporation or some company, and that company can fall overnight and you won't have anything to go to. Your degrees on the wall won't mean anything. Your badge won't mean anything as a security guard, top flight security, cutting up people's tents, top flight, you know what I'm saying, of the world. It won't mean anything. Your status as whatever you do in America, World War III is right around the corner. It don't matter what you do. Your money the money in your bank account won't even be accessible if a war pops out. The point I'm making is that we should understand, like, we could be in that same situation. We should have compassion. We should have more understanding. You know what I'm saying? We should have that for each other. You know what I mean? But this right here is a disgusting example how a lot of Black people think and feel about other Black people in situations like homelessness. That are less, they look at them as though they're lesser than a human being. And where do we get that from? You get that from your oppressor. That's where you get it from. That's where we get it from. We get it from the people who oppressed us and still oppress us. And now we have that same outlook. Say, these niggas need to get a job. Why you all on the streets? Nigga, you need to I ain't got no change, nigga, get a job. That's how Black people treat other Black people that are disadvantaged. You know what I'm saying? No sweat, no problem. Maybe one day you might find yourself in that same situation. That situation easily could have turned into him actually hurting one of those homeless people or unaliving these people, and they're not bothering anybody but just existing. That's it. They're just existing. Sister said, with him being a security guard, he should have been looking out for those brothers and sisters living in those streets. Right. He's supposed to be, that's what he's supposed to be doing. But see, when it comes to security guards, especially with Black people, Black and brown people, what you end up doing is acting like you're the police, not just the police. You act like some racist. You are racist against your own people when you got a badge, a pair of tactical boots, and a firearm. You think that you are a superhero, or you somebody that a neighborhood watch all in one, a judge, jury, and executioner all in one. That is the spirit that you put on when you're securitizing something, a parking lot, a building, a construction site like him. You know what I mean? What does it have to do with the construction site? You're supposed to be making sure nobody breaks into the construction site. Now that you slicing up homeless people's tents, while you're doing all of that and getting into it with them, like a BITCH, somebody else is breaking into that construction site, stealing some wood and some copper. For whatever reason, you're supposed to be securitizing it. You're worried about the wrong thing. If you really was a righteous person as a security guard, you'd just be looking out for the brothers and sisters. You'll be showing a little kindness, a little compassion, maybe slide through and, drop off some sandwiches or something like that on your way to do your shift or something like that. Not look at them and detest and disdain and say, these niggas these niggas, I told them to get out the street. They need to get out the street. You know what? I'm finna go slice their tents up.